Hi and marhaba. I am Dr. Asuf Sharif and I welcome you again into the story of the Middle East. I hope that you have watched episode 1 about what's the Middle East. Today I invite you to join me into a journey into history that will take you back 7,000 years. Today I'm going to tell you the exciting story of the Sumerians, the first civilization that humankind had ever known. So, welcome into episode 2. This civilization, the Sumerians and the ancient Egyptians, they were born here. We'll be talking about Sumerians. When we talk about first civilization in history, the word Mesopotamia comes up. So what does Mesopotamia mean? I keep saying Mesopotamia. Mesopotamia means the land between two rivers. The land between two rivers, the Euphrates and Tigris, which is nowadays Iraq, And Sumerians who lasted from 4000 BC to 1900 BC were here in this corner. They were here in this corner of nowadays Iraq. Here. And it is nowadays Iraq, here, Basra. That's where they had lived. So the Sumerians were advanced builders using mud, not stones. I don't know the reason, but because they were heavy, stones were heavy. But they were a very creative nation and they built cities. For example, Ur, the city of Ur, which is the birthplace of the prophet Ibrahim. Ibrahim is very sacred to the three religions and he shaped the history and our present of the three religions. Unfortunately, they built temples, but temples collapsed and disappeared because they were made of mud with time. They had a belief system and they were very innovative. They created monarchies and cities. They thought their kings to be chosen by God. And those kings are actually connected to God. They had landlords, they had war aristocrats, and they even had a calendar. They started the calendar, which we will talk about. But their biggest achievement, the Sumerians' biggest achievement, is something very exciting. The Sumerians were the first nation to introduce world first writing system. Amazing. And this is their writing system. For example, this symbol means A, this is B, etc. Can you write that? Of course, you go to school to learn the alphabet. And if you want to learn this, you have to practice. So I tried to practice. I decided to write my name in Sumerian system. So it took me time. I've decided. So I took scissors and cut the letters that correspond to my name, and I came up with Gasub. This is how my name is written in Sumerian, and this is my wife's name. Why didn't you try that? The numbers in Sumerian, so these are the Arabic numerals, and these the Sumerians. It's interesting to see 1, 2, 3 are almost similar. Isn't that interesting? The system is called cuneiform, their writing system. And they developed a sophisticated system of writing using characters which were inscribed on clay tablets, then baked and reserved. So they were baked in the sun and then reserved. So how did they develop their writing system? For example, heaven, this is how it referred to in 3300 BC. With time, the symbol changed to this, and to this, and finally it ended into this writing system 1800 BC. The grain, fish, look how it ended. River, water, the river, maybe this is how it is referred to in the writing system. They were very clever. The Sumerians introduced barley to us. Barley has many health benefits here. Many health benefits if you can read, and above all it doesn't rot. Recently I have come across an article written by John Nicholson, as you see on the slide, about beer. What he's saying, and that's very amusing, Beer is simply not a British invention. The ancient Sumerians were probably the first brewers in the world. That's very interesting. That's according to the Independent. The Sumerians introduced the first calendar. This is not shocking. The Sumerians of Babylon were probably the first people to make a calendar. They used the phases of the 12 phases of the moon, counting 12 lunar months a year. The ancient Sumerian calendar divided a year into 12 lunar months of 29 and 30 days. Each month began with the sighting of a new moon. It's the same as the Islamic calendar. For example, Ramadan will not start until the moon is sighted. So it's like the Islamic calendar is based on the Sumerian calendar. Have you heard of the 7 celestial bodies, planets that visible to the naked eye, that we can see by the naked eye? Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, Sun, etc. Why am I mentioning? Sumerians had perhaps many gods, but 7 top-ranking gods. They appointed them as rulers of the planets. They appointed their top-ranking gods as the rulers of the planets. And then the Sumerians invented the 7-day week. Our weekdays are ruled by the 7 Sumerian gods. These are their gods. And then the Sumerian has 7 gods as rulers of the planets. There they are. These Sumerian gods are the origin of the 7-day-a-week in all world cultures. Have you ever thought about that? Then the Romans, after invading the Middle East in 64, they took the 7 days from the Sumerians. But it was the Greeks who gave them these names. Other achievements of Sumerians: they were the first people to introduce the wheel. Of course, they invented writing, invention of mathematical ideas such as sexagesimal, which is the division of the hour into 60 minutes and the minute into 60 seconds. They invented the plow. I'll explain now. They invented, of course, 12-month calendar. They were the first to use arches, columns in architecture. These people were very innovative. This is very exciting. The plow. So they were the first to introduce the plow. So what is the plow? As you can see, the modern machine, it's a machine to turn the earth to prepare it for planting. They invented this. And then the Sumerians also invented the seed sowing machine, which could plant seeds more quickly and more evenly than sowing by hands. That is about the great Sumerians. I really get excited when I talk about them. So this is the end of episode 2. We'll go to episode 3, and I'll be welcoming you to talk about other civilizations in the Fertile Crescent, Akkadians, Babylonians, and Egyptians in Africa. See you in episode 2. Bye.